And we're over the £1,000. £1,005. Ever the showman. He really is incredible. John Paul Sigmason.
Now you might be wondering why I showed that video. Well, that's for a specific reason, because in the Netherlands the gyms have since today reopened, and as that man said, there's no reason to be alive if you can't do deadlift. So I'm very glad to be back in the gym because I love going to the gym. I do powerlifting as, I want to say a hobby, but it's more a lifestyle because you dedicate so much time to it. It's like pretty much going to the gym every single day, staying on diet, eating specific things. It's more a lifestyle than a hobby. So that's, to me, even more important than Starcraft. Anyway, to get into the match itself, all the silliness with deadlifts aside, I wanted to do two replays. This is two replays of BomBi TV, who is a very small streamer from Africa TV. He also streams on YouTube. I will try to link his channel down in the description if I can find it. And his opponent, of course, is HamburgerSasu here on the Zerg on the top right corner. And at the bottom left, we have BomBi TV. BomBi TV has played in the Starcraft World 1 vs 1 League under the name I Like BomBi and BomBi TV. Or well, Afrika BomBi. That was the name he used. So, this should be interesting to see because HamburgerSasu always has a very solid and strong Zerg. And BomBi TV is pretty much a Protoss specialist, albeit on the lower end of the high-level Protoss players, but his Protoss is nonetheless very solid. He knows what to do, he has great build orders, knows his planning, his timings, and of course he knows what his opponent will do, because he does have experience in every single race himself as well, so he knows the weaknesses to exploit. But the question is, of course, is he good enough to exploit HamburgerSasu's weaknesses, or will HamburgerSasu find a way to claw himself through this game and perhaps win the unfavored matchup? That's something we'll have to wait and see. One thing that HamburgerSasu has in favor is the distance. The distance cross map is pretty much the biggest distance you can travel or cover, although it's pretty much the same as going from one side to the other side like this. It's pretty much the same distance, but nonetheless it is a cross map and he has a lot of time to get everything he needs up and running, because everything that BomBi TV will be sending at him will be delayed by at least 20 to 30 seconds, because that's about the traveling time from this location to this location for a shuttle or for speed zealots or pretty much anything that you can send to your opponent. It takes at least 20 to 30 seconds longer. So he's got that probe there out on the map. He's trying to phase it through the Zerglings by clicking on his own minerals, which is a pretty smart little thing to do if you ever get your probe stuck and you're fast enough. Just click on your own minerals right there, and your probe will phase through units. So HamburgerSasu has his pool finished up, his choke already up and running to Sunken Stair, and he's sending his Zerglings into every single direction on the map to scout as fast as he possibly can. He already scouted this spot with an Overlord, sent that Overlord to the middle, right there, over there, and then there. He finds his opponent here, that has 4 Zealots there, blocking entrance. There's a cannon there finished up at the Nexus, so his probes are protected from that Zergling that's trying to get in there and deal some probe harass, or perhaps get information on the timing of these two gazers, well, assimilators, but he's not going to get information, so he doesn't quite know whether these assimilators have already started or not. Zealots now going cross-map, spotted out by the Overlord there. Cybernetic Core here is on the way. He's got another hatchery there on the way as well. Zerglings are trying to catch that probe, but BomBi keeps it alive. Barely keeps it alive, because he almost got caught there. Once again, almost gets caught, but the probe manages to run away. The Zealots are still chasing those Zerglings, and HamburgerSasu is doing a great job of juggling his attention of building and chasing that Zergling both there at the same time. 2 Overlords there on the map, one here at the Expo, or the proxy for Robos, and one here at the bottom to see everything that leaves BomBi's base. He can also put that Overlord there up on the hill, but at the moment he wants as much vision as he can, so he puts it there up on the middle instead of up on the hill. Same story for this one. Also, Zealots are trying to sneak through, but HamburgerSasu is prepared because he saw it coming and he has a couple of Zerglings there ready to surround those Zealots. And those Zerglings are of course also going to try to cancel this here on the middle from happening, but there's a couple more Zealots already there on the scene to try and protect this. Also, these Zealots here in the base are buying as much time as they can. HamburgerSasu is a very costly investment there, and he's also lapsing in his multitasking a little bit because he's on 1,000 minerals now. Circling the Zealot there in the top eventually dies. He's got 15 drones up and running now. He only still has 2 Sunkers there on his choke. Cannon there in the middle, about to be finishing up. I hope those Zerglings arrive there on time, though I don't think they will. But there's only 2 Zealots there in the mix, so he will get that cannon, I'm sure, if he manages to get a good surround on it. And he goes straight for the cannons, goes for the probe there as well, casts surround on the Zealots. The cannon goes down. Zealots dealing some damage to those Zerglings, but his cannons go down way too fast for those Zealots to really make a difference. One more cannon comes up, he goes for the cannon. Zealot there still alive, still killing Zerglings. He goes for the last cannon, the last cannon also goes down, and he comes out victorious there on the middle and prevents that mid-build proxy robo build on the middle from happening. Buys himself a lot of time. So in response to that, BomBi TV, already having a Citadel of Dune right there, starts off with the robo in his own base. He's got a Stargate already running, warping in a Corsair, and he's got more Zealots on the way there, Zealot speed on the way as well, and he's got weapons on the way too, because he needs more Zealots to fight against all those Zerglings. He's getting more cannons there around his Nexus as well, just in case those Zerglings manage to overrun him. The Zerglings are dealing a lot of damage there. Corsair there attacking the Overlord, Overlord going to go down. And of course the Zerglings there getting a good surround on all those Zealots, but another wave of Zealots is on the way. Not yet spawned though, but that means that he can kill this one single pylon here in the front, left alone, abandoned by its brethren. Although a pylon is technically not alive, nonetheless the pylon got abandoned. But it's a response to all that. Very smart move from BomBi to go for those Corsairs to kill all those Overlords, knowing HamburgerSasu has a very low drone count in comparison to himself, so he is planning on keeping that drone count rather low. But HamburgerSasu already has more Overlords spawned here at the front, which will prevent him from getting supply blocked. Also, as a very quick response of knowing that BomBi's attack ability got slowed down by at least another minute or 2, he adds on 1, 2, 3, 4 more hatcheries in addition to the 3 he already had. So he will have a total of 6 macro hatcheries up and running inside of his base that will help him propel into the mid stage of the game. Because the early phase is pretty much over right here and now. We won't be seeing a lot of action anymore because we have to wait for that shuttle drop from BomBi to be up and running. Up until that shuttle drop comes flying in, BomBi will be attempting to keep the sides of HamburgerSasu's base in darkness. Like this. Side is in darkness, he's got no vision there either, because if he sends those Overlords there to the sides, those Corsairs are gonna kill his Overlords. Although his Corsairs are now on the hunt and planning on killing Overlords and getting HamburgerSasu's supply stock once again, which he does, but he's got 5 Overlords there on the way, just finishing up. He's got 73 supply cap now, well 65, pardon the correction. And once again he killed the probe here on the middle with those 2 Hydralisks there going down, but they did what they had to do. Also, very smart move there with the Hydralisk. Seeing the shuttle with his other 2 Hydralisks, he sends out 5 Hydralisks to snipe the Storm drop, well, the Reaver drop, and stop it from happening altogether. And once again buys himself another 2 minutes of time, because now BomBi has to wait for the Storm upgrade to finish, his new shuttle to finish, and of course his Templars to finish as well, which he does not yet have on the way. Shuttle though, he does have that one. No, he also lost the shuttle. So HamburgerSasu is playing this one really well and preventing BomBi from doing everything that he wants to do or needs to do. But BomBi has got a pretty good frontal attack here up in the making. That's a lot of Zealots there with one attack. And a couple of Dragoons there as well, but a lot of Hydralisks there behind the Sunkens are taking care of all those Zealots that are being walled off by these Sunkens, but the Sunken has been broken. Now the Zealots are getting through. More Sunkens are being morphed really quick. Drones are in the mix as well. Will this be enough, or will HamburgerSasu take more damage than he should from this mass frontal attack? The Sunkens are finishing up, Dragoons are twisting and turning into themselves, and it looks like HamburgerSasu will make it through, but he's going to cost him a lot of Overlords once again. Those Corsairs have done more than they should have. Wait, What's this? More zealots are coming in and they're running straight for the drones. They're going into the base, ignoring the frontal Sunkons there because there's too many Hydralisks there assisting the Sunkons with staying alive. But it means that these new zealots can take down those Sunkons in the front. Now he goes back to the front there, I think, to kill one more Sunkon or two, or he puts his zealots there in the corner to kill those Zerglings. But a lot of action is happening all at the same time right here, right now. And this is honestly rather tense. I think I picked a really good replay here to showcase what can happen in a game like this. But while all that was happening, the proxy robo build here on the middle looks to be up and running. So a total of 4 robos there in the front, 2 cannons behind it. I don't really like this configuration because these robos are now very exposed, but at least the distance towards this choke here is very little. There's not much distance in between, so those Reavers can start hitting away at all these buildings here in the front rather quick. But nonetheless, I don't like it. Because HamburgerSasu now on 5 and 4 extra macro hatcheries, and this is number 10. So he has a total of 11 hatcheries up and running to increase his drone count and to increase his Hydra count and start matching BomBi. Because BomBi has been delayed a lot for this entire match. Although he did manage to somehow deal some damage here in the front and kill a lot of units and keep HamburgerSasu busy for quite a while with that mass attack. He's got another mass attack prepared, but first he has to fight through these 2 hatcheries, and I think he's going to wait for those Reavers to finish up. And at 10 minutes and 30 seconds, he is pretty much on max supply, with 4 Reavers there in the mix as well. And this might actually be a very, very strong frontal attack here, if he manages to tear through those two hatcheries with those Reavers. Zealots now also coming in. They almost have a level 2 weapon upgrade. He went in a little bit too early, but I don't think that 1 point an upgrade is going to make much of a difference. Now Hydralisk coming in there from the back of the base to the front of the base to try and hold this, but the drop comes in as well at the same time. They're on the side, but it flies into a couple of Hydralisks, but the shuttle makes it through. Templar unloads. Templar gets a storm off on the drones, kills 38 drones there in total. HamburgerSasu's economy is in tatters. It's completely destroyed and decimated. He still luckily has 26 drones there to put them back on the minerals. The Templar went down. The frontal push has pretty much stopped here, and BomBi has gotten a pretty damn good hit off there on HamburgerSasu. All he has to do is send in another mass and hopefully run HamburgerSasu over before he can recover. But BomBi is at the moment building a lot of gateways. He's focusing his attention on building a base, even though I think he should be sending out this attack there to the... What? Never mind. He's already sending that attack out there to the front, while those Reavers here are pushing through the remaining Sunkons that are there. He's got Lurkers there on the way. I don't see an observer for BomBi. I don't see an observer... Wait, there's an Observer's Tribunal, but I don't see the observers just yet. He can make them though, but those Lurkers that are finishing up will slow him down by quite a bit. If he wasn't going for a Lurker drop, no, he's going to put those Lurkers here up on the hill where they cannot be attacked, but where they can attack all those ground forces. This is one of the benefits that a Zerg has if they can get Lurkers up on the hill. Likewise, he put Hydralisks up on the hill, and he's shutting down this entire frontal push here completely because only those Dragoons can shoot up on the hill, but they have a 50% hit chance against those Hydralisks, meaning the Hydralisks are going to win. And the Reavers cannot shoot up on the hill, meaning that the Reavers are completely useless in this situation. And HamburgerSasu shuts this down with very, very good thinking. I am honestly impressed. It was a very quick reaction. It was the only option he had to recover, and he immediately went for that option because he had both shuttle overlord speed and overlord transportation upgrade finished up. Now BomBi has observers, but first he's going to have to fight through all those Lurkers here up on the top, which will take a while. He's not yet maxed out. Got a lot of units on the way. He's got upgrades all on the way there as well. Level 2 weapon upgrade finished. Level 1 shield upgrade finished as well. He has armor now on the way there as well. He's got armor and weapon for air being upgraded too. Of course, observer upgrades. He pretty much has every single upgrade you need as a Protoss on the way to try and make this a success. Lurkers here up on the hill are very slowly being taken down. One retreats, stays alive. BomBi is balling up here on the middle. HamburgerSasu also managed to regain some vision there on the side, although there's a huge black hole here in the middle. But, oh, he's already sending out his Dragoons to clear all this out. Just as I mentioned it, I'm really liking BomBi's play. He might not be the fastest player with his 190 to about 220 APM in the mid and late game, but he does everything he needs to do, and he plays really, really smart. He hits all the beats, he gets everything ready when he needs it to be ready. He just has the experience and the knowledge and just enough speed in his play to pull it all off. HamburgerSasu though probably knows it's coming because these Dragoons kind of telegraph that there's a drop coming, so he probably is focusing on these highlights. Though the drop comes in, he's not focusing on it, he's not sniping it. Templars unloading, Templar storms, and he kills only 3 or 4 drones here on the minerals. Really fortunate hit there. Really fortunate hit there for HamburgerSasu. BomBi, of course, would have loved to see all those drones die, but most of the drones, luckily for HamburgerSasu, stay alive, meaning he can keep rebuilding this frontal choke portion here, though it's pretty much more akin to a minefield with all those sunkens there pretty much well spaced out. BomBi still preparing himself. He's building a mass reefer drop. Where could he be going? Bottom corner? Top corner? I'm kind of curious to see where he's going. Or is he going to try to fly in all the way to the drones and deal a massive hit there? He's already experienced that he cannot really fight his way through all these lurkers here up on the hill. It's a pretty difficult thing to do, and he decides to unload there right on the side. Time to clear out some Hydralisks and send in some Dragoons. I like this choice, although I think he is gonna have to unload those Dragoons here up on the hill and abuse the same mechanic HamburgerSasu was abusing. Those Dragoons are safe from the Hydralisk because the Hydralisks have to stand here to attack them, so HamburgerSasu in response loads up some of his own Hydralisks and puts them up on the hill there to fight against those Dragoons up on the hill to prevent his spores here from going down, which was the purpose of those Dragoons there up on the hill. Likewise, now HamburgerSasu can stop these cannons here from happening with those Hydralisks there up on the hill. At least he can hit about this far. This one's gonna get up nonetheless. He's uploading some of his Hydralisks and lands them on the other side of the hill. So these cannons there on the side are gonna go down if these Hydralisks there are enough to kill all these cannons that are just now finishing up. Likewise, BomBi is trying to deny vision on the bottom side here as well, sending those Overlords packing. But he flies into some Hydralisks, and the Corsairs, of course, take some damage. One of them even goes down. And another Reaver Drop here on the middle being loaded up, where he is building way too many Robos, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 4 for a total of 12 Robos. So he's going to commit to flying shuttles into HamburgerSasu's base, because I think he believes he doesn't really have a shot at breaking through the frontal portion here. This is a lot of lurkers that are up on the hill. He's got a total of 10 lurkers up on the hill there that are really difficult to kill with ground forces because of the hit chance mechanic, where you only have 50% chance of hitting what you are attacking up on the hill. So you're just going to keep balling up, getting bigger. The game has slowed down in pace entirely because of this, but also because it turns out BomBi is not that quick with sending and loading up his drops. I do hope he has Disruption Web for his Corsairs, because that would make things more interesting. If he could Disruption Web whatever HamburgerSasu has there on the low ground next to the hills. Both players are thinking alike. Mass Reaver Drop, alright, he's got Disruption Web. HamburgerSasu to turn tail and fly back to unload those Overlords up on the hill here to kill those Reavers here on the low ground. But I think those Reavers on the low ground are outside of his range, so those Reavers here on the low ground, along with the Templars and the Zealots, are gonna wreak a lot of havoc and clear out this entire bottom section here of HamburgerSasu's base, who has at the moment no units inside of his base because all those units have died. He's gonna have to unburrow his lurkers that were protecting his hive and run them up down to the bottom side, but it looks like those Reavers are taking down those lurkers before they can burrow up, which now means he has to, he's gonna have to build a lot of air units, but he's going for Hydralisks instead because he doesn't have enough gas, because he didn't put drones on the gas here on the bottom side, because he only just now started them. Unloads the remainder of his Hydralisks and Zerglings there on the side and sends them into the fray, getting us around all those Reavers. Will those Reavers go down quick enough? Oh wait, there's 2 lurkers that are burrowed up and there's no detection there, so the Reavers are going to go down, and the Hydralisks get a good surround on those Reavers, and the Reavers in the end do go down, and HamburgerSasu comes out on top there. Pretty well played by him, and immediately, while all those Reavers have died, goes for the frontal attack here on the proxy build there on the middle to prevent that from happening, and starts pushing through. And there's no Reavers here on the right. Reavers are just now finishing up just in time. but he has to make scarabs very quick and buy himself some time by building structures here in between in order to be fine. But here he has got a lot of units inside those overlords, and he's just gonna drop those units on top of the reavers. Pretty smart. It's kind of like dropping units on top of tanks to kill the tank for splash damage or to deny their ranged attacks. And just like that, HamburgerSasu breaks through the middle and frees himself from his prison. Although, am I celebrating too early, or is BomBi gonna fight this through? Overlords have observers is finished. Reavers are spawning as well. One Reaver there in the back, 2 kills. He's gonna have to pick that one up. But I think the real game changer here is gonna be this drop. Is gonna be flying in, but HamburgerSasu responds to it, tries to snipe it, but he doesn't snipe it in time. And it looks like the Templars get the storms off, but he misses the storm on the most crucial portion. All those drones are in the back, staying alive. 63 drones there still online for HamburgerSasu. And the drop gets prevented, pretty much. At the same time, Highlight is there going in for the attack. Cannon's being built there in the choke of BomBi. BomBi is going for defensive mode, and HamburgerSasu is going on the offense. Will he succeed? Will it work? That is the main question of today. Highlights are managing to push through. The cannons didn't finish up in time. All the Dragoons there in the back have pretty good upgrades compared to the Highlights. Actually, no, they've got the same upgrade, so that's pretty nice there for HamburgerSasu. Everything is working out in his favor, but the storms are in the back and the mass clumping up of Dragoons there, clearing out all the Highlights that are coming in. But don't be fooled by just that fact, because more Highlights are coming in from behind there, from the back, being sent in from HamburgerSasu's base and running across map into the choke point there of BomBi, who is struggling and fighting for his life here, while also loading up a drop at the same time, trying to kill HamburgerSasu's economy while he can. At the same time, HamburgerSasu now supply stuck because he lost a lot of overlords to something that have got him supply stuck and prevented his ability from remassing really quick from happening because he needed more overlords. Fight there still happening though, but it looks like this is a done deal for BomBi, who simply throws down a storm on the Hyalisks and kills the remaining Hyalisk there. Only the Lurks there to clean out. And now the attention goes to this drop there, which has 2 Templars, 1 empty shuttle, 1 Dragoon, 1 Zealot flies over the Hyalisk. HamburgerSasu doesn't respond in time. 2 of the shuttles stay alive, 2 shuttles redirecting. Templar on the low ground. Templar doesn't get in range to storm. And HamburgerSasu's drones once again staying alive. And HamburgerSasu's economy is completely fine. And the more often this happens, the harder it will become for BomBi to get those drones killed. BomBi now though feeling safe enough to once again try and move out of his base and attempt another attack on his opponent. More cannons being built there on the bottom side. Likewise, a lot of cannons are on the sides to prevent overlord drops from flying in, although I do think he is pretty much well protected here around his main. Well, not well enough, but he is somewhat protected around his main against overlord drops. So far, we have only seen Zerglings, Lurkers, and Hyalisk from HamburgerSasu. He does have a Spire, but no upgrades on the Spires are on the way. Still on 0-0 upgrades. He almost on level 3 upgrades for his Hyalisks. Drop there coming in from the top side, but there's a lot of spores in between his current location and his destination. So that might not work out all that well unless he adds some Corsairs to the mix there, but Overlord's already going to the sides to extend the vision of the sides. This is how much HamburgerSasu can see at the moment, since in his observers first to find a path and a way into HamburgerSasu's base. 3 Templars, 4 Templars are on the low ground, 1 Storm, 2 Storm, 3 Storm. He killed about 40 drones there. That is a massive hit. That's a pretty massive hit. 2 of the Templars could not reach destination. They were stuck in between this building there. It could have been way more disastrous for HamburgerSasu, but HamburgerSasu, very luckily, does have about 5,000 minerals sitting in the bank. So all he has to do is select his larva, hotkey them, make drones, and once they're finished, select the hotkey and send them to his minerals. Oh wait, I can see his hotkeys. It's pretty sweet. He's got his hive on 3, got drones on 4, he's got overlords on 2, nothing on 1. Drones on 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7 is his drones. So I think he kind of puts units on 1, 2, 3. Which means he's got nothing on 8, 9, 0. I personally put my drones on 0, 9, 8, 7. We have 48 drones hotkeyed for drop dodging. And I put my unit my hive on 1 and my units on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I find that to be a really comfortable way of setting up my hotkeys, because I can just press 1 and I go to my hive. HamburgerSasu's got different way of optimizing his units, and I kind of like that optimization. Now he has his Scorches hotkeyed on 1. I'm getting distracted from the main purpose there. He's went for mass scouts. That is catching me off guard because I haven't been paying attention as well as I should have. But he's got about 6, 7, 8 Stargates there to build his scouts. He's loading up some Reavers Archons as well. Or maybe it's a Dark Archon. I think it's regular Archons. And it looks like he's going for a Hive Bomb there. But HamburgerSasu's got a lot of Scorches to protect himself against anything that BomBi can do. And at the same time, HamburgerSasu is going for the frontal attack there on his opponent. And this might just be the biggest mistake that BomBi made, because now he has nothing to defend himself, because there's the Defilers there to protect his units from those cannons. There is a storm here. He built a lot of cannons there as well, but it didn't really do all that much. The goons pulling back to the base to try and mend a horrible situation. Scouts flying in. He's going straight for the hive. Will the hive survive? That is the question. Shuttles unloading. Gets a storm off on the drone skills. 40 drone skills, another 5. He is not getting the hive there, it seems, because the hive is going down too slow, because scouts don't really do all that much damage. Though, look at this. It might just go down. Is he gonna get it? Too many scouts have died. I don't think he's gonna make it. And at the same time, he is trying to break through the front. He's extending the Dark Swarm. The hive there stay alive. They're on the bottom side of the screen. You can see it. It's all going pretty damn well. And yeah, he broke through the biggest portion of the front there, but now Zealot's coming out into the mix as well. Sorry, I had to tap a couple times to make sure I didn't mess something up. So now, we have BomBi staring down a very difficult situation. He stormed a lot of his own probes to get more minerals, but right now his mineral count is just so low as a side effect of storming his own probes to increase his army size. He had a lot of minerals early on, but now he has very few. So he is actually on a way smaller mass than he would have been had he not done that. He would have had a bigger army size, and probably at the moment his army size is too small to fight against this mass. Coming in from HamburgerSasu, breaking through the front door, marching in with a battering ram. Those Reavers are in the back, fighting their hardest. Templars spawning also, but they don't have they don't have energy for storm, so he just decides to morph into Archons and hope for the best. Reavers are in the back, going down to the Zerg. The Hyde is now tearing through the entire front, and more units coming in for HamburgerSasu's base, who is massing harder than ever before. He's just sending everything in with ease and breaking through, and it looks like BomBi is biting the dust. As HamburgerSasu comes out victorious, BomBi calls it GG. HamburgerSasu showing him how to do it. That was only a 27-minute game, but it felt like a 40-minute game because so much was happening, and I'm honestly already kind of exhausted from casting just this single match. It's a very exciting match though, don't get me wrong. This was probably one of the more exciting Zerg versus Protoss because everything just seemed to be going right for the Zerg. The Protoss did everything he had to do, but HamburgerSasu once again fails to disappoint me and keeps me impressed with his level of skill, his level of play, and of course his speed and accuracy in his play. Very quick thinking, knows what to do, when to do it, why to do it, has everything prepared just in the nick of time, and oftentimes comes out on top. So thanks for watching. This was RJB for RJB TV, doing once again another cast of a replay. And even though I said at the start I would do 2 replays, I'm gonna keep it with 1, and I hope you don't mind. I really hope you don't mind.